I'm Gary Burry with the Family Renewal Project, broadcasting tonight during the season of Advent, the third week, Gaudete Sunday. That's when we light the pink candle. And actually, I was just informed recently that it's not really pink, it's rose. And the reason it's rose is because that's the first color that shows forth in the morning at daybreak. And the rose color tells us that daylight is coming, the new day is being born. Just like with Advent, we're anticipating the birth of Jesus. And Gaudete Sunday tells us it's the halfway mark that He's coming, and we need to prepare. We've been preparing at the Family Renewal Project for 6 years now, growing and expanding again. The first of the year, adding a 5th full-time employee. We're asking in this time of the Christmas season for you to consider, pray about, and possibly send us a year-end donation. I want to thank you for your support over the years and any help that you can give us here for the end of 2022. Thank you.
All of our lives, each and every one of us, is an ongoing conversion.
I was always very afraid of being a mother.
Neither of us felt ready to have a child. We had no plan.
Growing in our Catholic faith and being with good, faithful people through the Family Renewal Project and Catholic Couples Network, we began to really value family more than we had before. I was always very afraid of being a mother. Just out of my own insecurities, I'm trying to take care of myself. I'm trying to manage my own mood and my own job and keep everything stable. And in some selfish way, I just felt like that's where I needed to focus.
We had, this idea of, yes, we're going to get married, we're going to have a family, that's the direction we want to go. But at the time, neither of us felt ready to have a child. So it was like, okay, we'll be ready at some point. We had no plan. We went to the very first Family Renewal Project event ever in the basement of St. Patrick's. Each of those times we went in, we continued to go back because we knew, if we didn't have the answers and we were going back to learn and discuss, not, from the instructors and from the material, but also from all the other couples that were there.
We heard pretty quickly that birth control, the pill, contraception is bad, is not in line with the Catholic teachings. And as soon as we heard that, without even hearing why, I personally, in my head, I was like, well, no. I got defensive. I was like, well, I take it, my dermatologist prescribed it. I take it for acne, like that's fine. And sure, I'm still on it and we're married. So it's kind of, it's playing another role. We never even sat down and talked about what we were, actually using it for. I think the biggest thing was to face why we thought we weren't ready to have a baby. Like, what was the reasoning behind that? We just looked at each other and said, no, not yet. And once we went to Theology of the Body, we had to sit down and really have a conversation about our family and where it would go and, what are the issues in our marriage that are keeping us from being confident enough to have a child. But I always had in the back of my head that it's what we're supposed to do. It's eventually going to happen, and that's what I wanted. Then we started spending more time with amazing beautiful Catholic couples through Family Renewal Project and getting to know the Catholic community in Louisville. And I don't know how it happened, but something in my heart changed. I saw these women be amazing mothers, and it seemed like a huge challenge for me, and I have no idea what it was, but maybe just through a deeper relationship with God, that insecurity slowly became less important, and I somehow knew that was like a path for me, and that that's really who I'm meant to be as a mother, and that I can do anything through God and the love and support of my husband and, you know, the good people that we surround ourselves with. And now being a mom to a 2.5-year-old, I still don't know how I do it. I don't know how we manage, but it's the greatest role of my life, and it makes me so happy. It's a great way to glorify God.
In the life of a priest, when you can move what would begin as kind of a pastor-priest relationship with people to friendships is a real blessing. And Elliot and Emily are one of them.
You know, once we had gone through theology of the body, and we had the knowledge, and we had the community that we could, you know, feel confident in. You know, we had a child, and everything was great and wonderful. And then it was like, oh, you know, the light bulb clicked. It was like, this is what we're supposed to do with the rest of our lives. We are supposed to make a big, beautiful Catholic family. Perfect. We have direction. We have the tools. We have all the things. And we are ready to just go 100 miles an hour directly where we know we're supposed to go with confidence and everything else. And we ran into, you know, the biggest brick wall.
The word miscarriage is something that happens to tons of people, but, you know, I'm aware of the statistics, but we had been trying so hard that just wasn't in my mind. I just thought we'd get pregnant and then like go from there. I was in communication with my doctor, and he had me go get my blood drawn. And then he called and said, you're no longer pregnant. And when he said that word, miscarriage, I was like, okay, we're in the statistic now. Like, we had a baby and then we lost it. Yeah. And that was hard to
and we were literally driving to church as we got the call.
Which is like really the place we wanted to be. If we're gonna go anywhere, we're gonna drive straight to, you know, Holy Mass.
Father Martin knew that something was up. And so at the conclusion of Mass, he came as soon as he could straight back to us, and, you know, said, what is going on? What's happening? And we told him, and it was like a paramedic just clicked into action and scooped the whole family up and took us straight over to
Mary.
Yeah.
And Joseph.
Yep.
If I think back about how this would have been handled, you know, if we hadn't ever joined Family Renewal Project, if we hadn't ever grown in our marriage, and become closer to God and had Him really part of our everyday life, I know that this whole journey would have been very different.
That's the life of a priest and the life of a parish priest, where you have the beautiful gift of being able to love someone. And we would not be able to do that and to take our place in that life of grace without the experiences that we've had. And one of them is theology of the body that we were able to share together, that has enriched our lives independently and has enriched our lives together as friends.
Growing in our Catholic faith and being with good, faithful people through the Family Renewal Project and Catholic Couples Network, we began to really value family more than we had before. we were scared to be parents. We didn't see that as, you know, something we were gonna conquer, we were gonna do well. So we kind of just pushed it off. But through being with wonderful people and learning theology of the body, we just learned to value family because we saw God's plan in it that we hadn't before. My heart is all about being a mom, and that's where my whole life is.
Family Renewal Project is the greatest resource in the Louisville area for you to be able to grow as a family, as a father, as a mother in the Catholic faith. Through the help of Family Renewal Project, our marriage has become fully alive in the true plan of God's idea for the human body and marriage.